Have you ever wondered what happiness is, or where it comes from? After a busy day, when you finally sit down at home in silence, doesn't this thought sometimes creep in? I'm working so hard, so why does a part of me still feel empty? When you wake up, your mind fills with to-do lists, and by night, you're left with a nagging sense that something was missing today. Will earning more money make you happy? Going on that dream vacation? Being with someone you love? Or maybe achieving that goal you've always chased? We're constantly running after something, but even when we grab it, there's often this lingering void we can't shake. This struggle isn't unique to us. Over 2,400 years ago, the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle wrestled with the same question. He called happiness eudaimonia, but a deep, pervasive sense of fulfillment that runs through an entire life. Aristotle said, happiness depends on how we live. What does that mean? Are the things we chase every day really what bring happiness? Or is there something deeper we're missing? Questions about happiness have echoed through humanity since the beginning. But Aristotle didn't offer a simple answer. He believed happiness isn't something handed to us from the outside, it's something we create within. That might sound strange. In today's world, we tie happiness to having a better house, a cooler car, more followers. But Aristotle said no, it's about who we become. In this video, we'll dive deep into his philosophy and uncover clues we can apply to our modern lives. Pause for a moment and think, when do you feel happy right now? Is that the happiness you truly want? And where is this chase taking you? With those questions in mind, let's embark on a long journey with Aristotle to explore the essence of happiness. Let's start with how Aristotle defined happiness. For us today, happiness often means feeling good. Eating delicious food, buying new clothes, getting tons of likes on social media. These moments are nice, no doubt. But Aristotle wouldn't call that true happiness. In his book, Nicomachean Ethics, he describes happiness as the ultimate purpose of human life. Everything we do is a means to that end. Here's the key. Aristotle didn't think happiness comes from outside ourselves. Money, fame, looks, these are just tools, he said. The real secret lies in virtue and living with purpose. Take wealth, for example, it's fine to be rich, but if you don't use it meaningfully, it's not happiness. He believed humans reach happiness by using reason to practice virtue and unlock their unique potential. This might sound abstract, so Aristotle used an analogy. A good flute player finds happiness in playing the flute well, and a good person finds happiness in living well as a human. It's about finding what you're good at and doing it consistently, not just for the outcome, but for the process itself and the meaning it brings. Let's try an example. Say you love drawing. The act of creating art feels good, and if it touches someone else, that's happiness in Aristotle's eyes. But if you're stuck in a job you hate, piling up money without joy, that's not it. He saw happiness as an activity, but something you build through action. He broke virtue down into specifics. These aren't just about being a nice person. They're ways to make life harmonious and full. Courage isn't about erasing fear, it's choosing what's right despite it. Justice is treating yourself and others fairly. Generosity is giving without overdoing it. Aristotle also introduced the idea of the golden mean. Virtue lies in balance between extremes. Take courage too much is recklessness. Too little is cowardice. The sweet spot in the middle is true courage. This applies to happiness too. Chase pleasure too hard or suppress all desires, and your life goes off kilter. What's fascinating is that his view of happiness is both personal and social. He called humans political animals, meaning we're built to live in communities. So practicing virtue isn't just for us, it's about our relationships too. Friendship and family ties are essential to happiness, but not the shallow kind based on fun or gain. True friendship, he said, is about encouraging each other's virtue. So what about you? What are you good at? What feels meaningful? Pause and reflect. Aristotle would say that's your first step toward happiness. Does Aristotle's idea hold up 2,000 years later? Surprisingly, modern psychology backs him up in many ways. Take the 2014 Harvard Grant Study, a 75-year project tracking over 700 lives. It found that happiness doesn't come from money or success. It's about meaningful relationships and a sense of purpose. Material wealth helps to a point, but beyond that, it barely moves the needle. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. Buy a new phone, feel great for a bit, then you're back to wanting more. Aristotle separated pleasure from happiness for this. Reason pleasure fades, but eudaimonia lasts. Another study drives this home. In 2020, Stanford researchers found that people who engaged in purpose-driven activities reported 30% higher life satisfaction than those who didn't. This aligns perfectly with Aristotle's focus on virtue and reason. When your actions carry meaning for you and the world, that's the seed of happiness. Neuroscience adds another layer. The prefrontal cortex, which handles rational thought and goal setting, lights up during purposeful tasks, releasing dopamine. Unlike the quick hit from eating candy, this offers lasting satisfaction. Aristotle's emphasis on reason as a tool for happiness, science says he was onto something. But modern life throws curveballs. We're obsessed with curating perfect lives on social media, trapped in endless comparison. They look so happy, why don't I? Sound familiar? This is social comparison theory in action. Psychology shows it tanks self-esteem and ramps up anxiety. A 2018 Penn study linked longer social media use to increased depression. Aristotle might say, stop looking at others, find your own virtue. We're all so busy, work, school, relationships. Where's the time for virtue? It's a fair critique. But Aristotle didn't demand grand gestures. Small habits build up to happiness. Psychology agrees small wins sustain long-term motivation. So, what about today? Did you feel meaning in anything you did? Let's see how Aristotle's ideas play out in history. Start with Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, influenced by Aristotle via Stoicism. Ruling amid chaos, he wrote in Meditations, "You can't change the outside, but you can change your attitude." Practicing virtues like temperance and justice, he found inner peace despite war. His life proves virtue can anchor happiness. Contrast that with Aristotle's student, Alexander the Great. He studied philosophy but chased external glory, conquering endlessly. He ruled the world but died at 33, lonely and lost to alcohol. Historians say he never found contentment. Aristotle's warning success without virtue isn't happiness rings true here. Now, Leonardo da Vinci in the Renaissance. Blending art and science, he maxed out his potential. His notebooks overflow with ideas not for fame, but for the joy of discovery. That's Aristotle's living well in action. A modern example? Nelson Mandela. Imprisoned for 27 years, he held on to justice and courage, choosing reconciliation over revenge after release. His life shows happiness stems from virtue, not circumstance. But there are counter-arguments. Virtue won't pay the bills, right? Aristotle's era had slavery. Giving him leisure to philosophize modern survival is a grind. What if standing up for justice gets you fired? Another critique? Happiness varies. Aristotle pushed universal virtues, but some might find joy in pure pleasure. In response, Aristotle didn't split virtue from practicality. Courage can mean resisting workplace unfairness. Generosity can strengthen teamwork. Virtue isn't idealism, it's a tool for better living. As for pleasure, he didn't reject. It just said chasing it alone throws off balance. What do you think? Can virtue work today? So how do we apply Aristotle today? Happiness is starting to make sense, right? First, find small purposes. Read for 10 minutes daily, thank a loved one, carve out time for a hobby. These stack up into your virtue. Psychology backs this small habit spark big change, so start light. Second, stop comparing. Instead of scrolling others' lives, jot down what you're good at. Aristotle said focus on your potential, not theirs. What's your strength? Drawing, cooking, writing, grow it. Third, trust consistency. Happiness doesn't come overnight, he said. Little steps reshape your life. Modern life is fast and messy, but his philosophy is simple. It's about who you become. I want to hear from you. Where does your happiness come from? What feels meaningful? Drop it in the comments. Your story might inspire our next video. Aristotle said, happiness is the end of all we pursue, and it's enough on its own. Everything we chase leads here, but it's not out there, it's in us. Take one step today toward your happiness. This was a long ride, thanks for sticking with me. If it resonated, hit subscribe and like. Your thoughts could shape what's next, so comment away. Ever wrestled with happiness? Does Aristotle ring true? I'm waiting to hear. Now it's your turn, step toward your happiness.